What's going on, Bengals fans? Are you excited that the NFL season is officially back? If that is you, get down in the comments, spam your me's, spam your who days, whatever you guys want. We are trying to beat our August record for the most comments on a single video. That is 150. So get down there and spam your me's or your who days if you're excited to see the Bengals this weekend. All right, coming up on today's show, the Cincinnati Bengals have released their official depth chart for Week 1 against the Cleveland Browns. Now, this might not even be totally accurate, to be honest with you guys. Zach Taylor said the depth chart really doesn't mean anything, but would they really release it if it really didn't mean anything? So we're going to break it all down, give some takeaways for the depth chart because it is officially NFL season. We are finally getting to see some real football here. Let's go through some takeaways of this official depth chart. My first takeaway here is Lucas Patrick is listed over Dalton Risner as the right guard. Zach Taylor, even during his press conference the other day, said, yes, Lucas Patrick is going to be the starter there at that right guard spot. And I even asked this question when the Bengals signed Dalton Risner. Is he going to immediately be the starter for the Bengals? And obviously, the answer as of right now, anyways, is no, he's not going to be the starter. Obviously, it is Week 1. He's only had a couple practices under his belt, so we'll see if, anything changes here in the next couple of weeks. We'll see how Lucas Patrick plays in this first game against the Browns. But, I was actually listening to Paul Dehner Jr. the other day talk about this situation at right guard as well, and he was like, a lot of Bengals fans were just super excited that they went out and got Dalton Risner, but it's kind of just another Lucas Patrick at the end of the day. So, just because he played good last year doesn't necessarily mean he's going to play good this year for the Bengals. And, there are still some injury concerns there with Dalton Risner as well. So, is it a battle still? Most likely. I do still definitely think this is going to be a battle at that right guard spot between Lucas Patrick and Dalton Risner. We'll see how long that actually takes to shake out. All right, let me know. Who do you think should start at that right guard spot for the Cincinnati Bengals? Type LP for Lucas Patrick or get down there and type DR if you want it to be Dalton Risner. Let me know what you guys think down at the pinned comment of today's video. All right, Shemar Stewart also is going to be a backup defensive end for the Bengals. That's what they're saying anyways. I'm sure Joseph Ossai right now is listed as the starter, as one of those starters at that defensive end spot. But I think it's only a matter of time before Shemar Stewart breaks out and is able to become one of those starters at that defensive end spot alongside Trey Hendrickson as well. You see there in his stats at Texas A&M, really production was, he had a ton of pressures, but 39 pressures to only 1.5 sacks. Got to be able to translate those pressures into sacks. I kind of think some of that has to do with Texas A&M. That narrative was kind of across the board for a lot of players coming out of Texas A&M. So, I think it's just going to be a matter of time before Shemar Stewart actually becomes that second defensive end beside Trey Hendrickson. We'll see how well Joseph Ossai actually does there as the starter. And like I said, I think there's going to be a lot of opportunity there for Shemar Stewart. I don't necessarily think, he's the number 2 defensive end. That's how it's going to be all year long. I just think it's going to be a matter of time before he really breaks out for the Bengals. All right, do you guys love steaks? Do you guys love hamburgers? Anything like that? Well, if you do, you guys really do need to check out Omaha Steaks. From handcrafted steaks to delicious fall favorites, Omaha Steaks delivers the world's best steak experience. Enjoy USDA-certified tender steaks, juicy burgers, cozy and convenient comfort meals, plus tailgating favorites like chicken wings, smash burgers, and big deli-style franks. And now during the Red Hot sales event, you can get 50% off site-wide at omahasteaks.com. Plus, our listeners here at Bengals Breakdown get an extra $35 off with promo code BENGALS at checkout. I've used Omaha Steaks plenty of times. It's super easy to use. There's different varieties as well. So if you guys love steaks, if you love grilling, if you guys love tailgating season, make sure you check out the solid deal right now over at Omaha Steaks. They also offer unrivaled quality and variety, and every bite is backed by their 100% guarantee. right now is the perfect time to stock up with the exceptional handcrafted flavor and convenience of Omaha Steaks. So get fired up for fall grilling with Omaha Steaks. Just visit omahasteaks.com for 50% off site-wide during their Red Hot sales event. And for an extra $35 off, use promo code BENGALS at checkout. One more time for you guys. That's 50% off at omahasteaks.com, and also get an extra $35 off by using promo code BENGALS at checkout. That link will be down at the pinned comment of today's video. It'll also be down at the description of today's video as well. You can also go to the site to see more details for that. All right, my third takeaway for this Bengals depth chart is this tight end room is extremely deep. They ended up going with 5 tight ends for that room. Right now, Drew Sample is listed as the number 1 tight end. I think mainly that is just because, he is the best blocker in that tight end unit right now. So they're definitely going to utilize him a lot. But I do also think that Mike Gesicki and Noah Fant are your top pass catchers for this Bengals tight end room right now. I think just the addition of Noah Fant is awesome for this Bengals offense. Just being able to utilize multiple guys, him and Mike Gesicki. You also have, Tanner Hudson and Cam Grandy that also showed some really solid, special teams things as well during the preseason. So this Bengals tight end room, it might be the best tight end room in the National Football League, and I think they are also going to be utilized as weapons out there for Joe Burrow and this offense. So I want you guys to get down to the comment section and rate this Bengals roster just like Madden would. Scale it 1 to 99. Let me know. Offense, defense, special teams, everything. Rate this Bengals roster 1 to 99. All right, my fourth takeaway from this Bengals depth chart here is Demetrius Knight is going to be starting at that linebacker spot. And that is not at all a surprise to me. He was a second-round pick for you in this past year's NFL draft. What's going to be interesting, I think, for this Bengals linebacker room is kind of how they utilize all these different linebackers. They had different looks that they used during the preseason where, they walked Demetrius Knight up kind of at that outside linebacker / pass rusher spot, but then they also had Oren Burks out there as well at that middle linebacker spot alongside Logan Wilson. So, I think Demetrius Knight, he showed some promising things during the preseason. I also thought, he needs to work on just getting downhill, just reading the play early, getting downhill, and just being able to help in the run game as well. I also think these linebackers struggled a lot in, pass coverage as well. But I think just having him right beside a veteran like Logan Wilson, I think that's going to help you out a lot. And I do also think you're going to see a lot of Oren Burks this season too. Ended up winning a Super Bowl with the Eagles last year. He's got that veteran presence. He can help some of these young guys like Barrett Carter and Demetrius Knight out a lot as well. And even Shaka Hayward. I think he, maybe not necessarily early on in the season, but having him as a depth piece, I think that's a good thing for the Cincinnati Bengals. Now, we're going to be live for every single Bengals game this year for our watch parties. Do not miss out. We're going to be having month-long raffles and giveaways for you guys. So in September, we're going to be giving away a Bengals jersey. So make sure you guys get into our watch parties and get those jersey raffle entries in. Make sure you guys join us here at Bengals Breakdown. Hit that sub button for me right now. All right, my fifth takeaway for this Bengals depth chart release. I really hope this secondary is good enough. I mean, it seems like they just went and they looked at what they had last year, and they made basically no changes to that at all. Dax Hill now is playing that nickel position for the Bengals. Last year, you had Mike Hilton there, but CTB and DJ Turner, they're going to be your starting cornerbacks. And I think there was an opportunity for the Bengals to go out there and sign somebody to help this cornerback and the safety room as well. Could have helped that in the draft as well, but you're just going to be looking for these guys to help you out a little bit, because you do not want to be that same defense that you were last year. I know I keep saying that over and over again, but I think that's what every Bengals fan is thinking about, right? Whether it's the run D, whether it's the secondary, they cannot get cooked by Joe Flacco, especially in the first week of the season. You look at the safety room. Look, you had Malachi Starks right there, right for the picking in the NFL draft, and you decided to not go get him, sticking with Geno Stone, sticking with Jordan Battle. Hopefully, maybe Tyson Anderson and PJ Jules can help you out a little bit, especially in special teams. But, man, your starters at that safety spot, Geno Stone and Jordan Battle, they got to be better than they were last year. Geno Stone, kind of up and down season for him at times, had a lot of PBUs, had a couple of interceptions, but, got cooked a lot too. And, Jordan Battle now just with another season under his belt, hopefully he's going to, just keep progressing at that position. But it does worry me because last year this Bengals secondary was not very good at all, and you went out and didn't do anything to end up helping that position group. So, if you don't want the same thing to happen as last year, hopefully these guys just in a new system here now with Al Golden, hopefully they're going to be a little bit better.